Alright, this is John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. In this episode, I'll be making my famous Deep Berry Anthocyanin Rich smoothie in my favorite blender of all time, the Kuvings CB1000 commercial vacuum blender. And I'll be sharing with you guys the 5 reasons why, in my opinion, it is the best blender out there. But before I get into sharing with you guys more about my favorite vacuum blender out there, I want to let you guys know about a special promotion that Kuvings is having right now. From August 24th to September 2nd, Kuvings is having their Labor Day sale with the best discount of the entire year on the whole myriad of Kuvings products, including the Kuvings CB1000, which I'll be demonstrating in this video today. The coupon code DJ20 will save you guys 20% off any of the Kuvings juicers or blenders that you've been wanting to buy. So don't delay, order today. This is definitely one of the best promotions of the entire year, and it expires in just 9 days. So a 20% off savings on the CB1000 that I'm demonstrating today is $400. So you're not going to get a lower price on the CB1000 ever. So if you want to buy it, definitely buy it within the next 9 days. Of course, if you guys have been eyeing the Kuvings Auto 10, this machine is $140 off during the 20% off promotion. So guys, make sure you guys use that coupon code DJ20 so you'll save 20% off. But also, Kuvings will share me a small commission so I can continue to make these educational videos for you. So I want to thank you guys who will use my code so I can continue to do my work. So if you guys missed that 20% off coupon, that's alright, because my name is John Kohler and I started my company DiscountJuicers.com over 25 years ago now to save you guys the most money on the different blenders and juicers and other appliances that allow you to process more plant foods the best ways possible, as well as do all the education so that you guys know the truth about the different machines, how they work, their pros and cons. So if you guys want to save 10% off any of the Kuvings products, you guys could use a coupon code DJ10 at Kuvings USA. Links are right down below so you guys get that discount, and also have a link to my favorite products on the Kuvings website. Of course, not only will you save 10% off, which is $200 off the Kuvings CB1000 that I'll be demonstrating today, that coupon will also save you guys $70 off the Kuvings Auto 10 juicer that was the first to have the largest hopper, 3-liter hopper, on the market in the USA. So I'm glad Kuvings continues to innovate. And if you guys use that coupon code, not only will you save money, but also Kuvings will share me a small commission so I can continue to make these educational videos for you guys. And if I've helped you out, hey, help me out too by using one of my coupon codes. It is much appreciated. It allows me to buy my produce, pay my power bill, pay my video editor, and create this content for you that literally you guys aren't going to hear anywhere else. So thank you. So now I want to show you guys more about my favorite blender of all time that's ever been created on the market at present time, and it is the Kuvings CB1000. Trust me guys, I've tested all the major brand blenders. I've compared this against the high-end Vitamix, link down below to that. I personally own the high-end Blendtec blender and compared it against that. And this is the only one that I recommend because it is a vacuum blender. It is available right now, and it is the most easy, convenient, and fast, and has the best performance in the least amount of time that I've ever seen. And here's the thing, I'll be straight up with you guys. Some of you guys can't afford this. I mean, Kuvings does have payment plans available, so you could buy this in some cases even without interest on payments. But for a lot of you guys, this may be out of your reach, and that's all right. Then you definitely want to check my link down below where I share all the different vacuum blenders that range in price starting at a couple $100. This is literally the top of the line. If you have nice cars, if you have a nice house, and you want the best blender in the freaking world, this is it. and that's what I'm going to share with you guys in this episode. So the first thing I want to share is that because I own the CB1000 vacuum blender, and it literally changing the game with blending because it is the easiest blender to use in the entire world. It does pretty much everything automatically except loading it up, and then of course you need to rinse it out, and of course blenders are way easier to clean than juicers. And I don't want you guys to miss out by not purchasing the CB1000. If you don't have a blender you use regularly on a regular and consistent basis to make things like fruit smoothies I'll be sharing with you guys today, or green smoothies, your own fresh salad dressings made from scratch with something like orange juice and macadamia nuts, or any kind of juice and nuts, or whole tomatoes blended with nuts and some herbs and seasoning, right? It's super simple to make your own food so you can elevate your diet and your health to the next level. And literally, the Kuving CB1000 really takes away the pain points of vacuum blending to the normal consumer. So while it is a lot of money, right, it will pay you back, and I don't want you guys to lose out on your health because you're not vacuum blending enough, or just blending enough and getting a lot of these very nutritious, phytonutrient, bioactive rich foods, many of which have so many published studies on, into you. Alright, so I'm the guy that reviews all the different major blenders and all the different major juicers on the market. I'm the #1 world's juicer expert, but aside from being a juicer expert, I have also been blending myself now for the last 29 years straight, because my diet specifically has me eat lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course one of the best ways to process them is in a vacuum blender, not a traditional blender. When you're using a standard Vitamix or Blendtec blender, those blenders do not have a vacuum function. What does a vacuum function do? The vacuum function simply sucks the excess oxygen out of the headspace of the carafe, as well as some of the mixture in the carafe. Yes, air bubbles come out of the bottom, out of your mixture in some cases, before you blend, so now you don't mix in oxygen and mix in extra air when you blend. If you blend in a Vitamix and you start with this much, when you're done blending, there's this much. You didn't create food out of thin air. You literally aired up your smoothie and added a lot of dissolved oxygen in there. That dissolved oxygen you will end up swallowing will cause gas and bloating. In addition, it will lower significantly things like polyphenols when you're blending bananas with berries, are proven in published studies due to the polyphenol oxidase literally going nutso cuckoo when it is fed a lot of oxygen. In addition, oxygen-sensitive nutrients are also decreased, and because it is now injecting a lot of air into your mixture, you lose flavor, you get a texture that's kind of just foamy, not as delicious, not as thick and creamy. The blends are not as good. So there are many reasons for vacuum blending, but the reason why I love the Kuving CB1000 of all of them is two simple reasons. #1 is because I've tested every single high-end vacuum blender on the market to see which one removes the most oxygen before blending. And the Kuving CB1000 beat them all at 26 inches of mercury is what it pulls out of the carafe before it blends. So this means you're gonna have the best blends in the entire friggin' planet. Second reason why the Kuving CB1000 is my favorite blender of the world is because it's fully automatic. Literally, you press one button, the machine automatically shuts the lid, pulls a vacuum on it very quickly, mind you, we'll talk about that in a second, blends with excellent performance, and then removes the vacuum and then lifts up the lid so you can just grab your smoothie or blended mixture and go. With every other vacuum blender on the market, after it's done vacuum blending, you need to manually release the vacuum, and then you need to manually remove the lid, which is very difficult because it may be under a pressure lock, and you may need to pull a tab up while you're lifting up, which can be inconvenient and a hindrance to vacuum blending. So that's why I really love the fully automatic and programmable Kuvings, that you could have different programs. So I have a button number 5, for example, I programmed for when I do my raw vegan soup blended up in there, blends for like 50 seconds, so everything is literally turned into cream. Other programs could run as low as 18 seconds to do a very simple smoothie. The smoothie I'm doing today will finish in approximately 30 seconds of blending time. The third reason why the Kuvings CB1000 is my favorite blender of all times is because it is the fastest. Not only does it have 3 vacuum pumps, which means it sucks the oxygen out of the carafe significantly faster than any other vacuum blender on the market. Some vacuum blenders could take up to 90 seconds to pull a vacuum, and you are literally just waiting for the vacuum to be pulled out before you have to manually control the machine to start blending. With the Kuvings CB1000, with its 3 vacuum pumps, it literally sucks the vacuum and the most oxygen removed literally in 15 seconds, and then it blends on its own. So that is completely amazing that the vacuum is pulled so quickly, and not only is the vacuum pulled so quickly, but due to the special design of the carafe, it's an asymmetrical carafe on the bottom. So most carafes are basically even on the bottom if you look, but this, it has like different shapes on the bottom so that the anything in the blender being agitated is basically being flung into the blades more effectively. And of course, they have a propeller style sharp blade that comes and cuts anything that you put in there and grind it up to the best consistency. Yes, even compared to the Vitamix, link down below where I compare these two and what was put in a sieve, what was ground up, and what was not. So because of the unique shape of the carafe and size of the carafe and blade design, things get blended up to a finer consistency in less time than other blenders based on my testing, and that is simply amazing too. The fourth reason why the Kuvings CB1000 is my favorite blender of all time is because it has a sound enclosure. And not only is this just a sound enclosure, but it's an automatic sound enclosure. So you don't have to remember to close it or open it because the machine does it fully automatically. This is just really amazing because, of course, blenders are one of the loudest appliances that you own in your kitchen. And when you use the Kuvings CB1000, it is literally made a commercial machine for use in juice bars where it can't be too loud to disturb customers. So they have one of the best sound enclosures to significantly quiet down the blender as it's running. The fifth and final reason why the Kuvings CB1000 is my favorite blender of all time is because this is not made for the home, actually. While you can buy it and use it for the home, this is a fully commercial machine designed from the ground up for juice bars, smoothie shops, and restaurants to make smoothies and to elevate smoothies to the next level for customers of different smoothie shops, juice bars, restaurants, and cafes literally around the world. Because this is the fastest, it's the easiest to use, it keeps people more compliant because most vacuum blenders in a commercial establishment are just frankly a pain to use because of the process. This was made fully commercial, so it is using professional grade parts that are durable, will not wear out over time. This is definitely a solid machine. Commercial performance for use at home if you got the money. The other thing is, of course, this is also ETL sanitation certified, which is compliant to the NSF standards. So basically it meets the health department requirements in the USA to use this in a restaurant, bar, or juice bar. And of course, because it is a commercial machine, unfortunately it has a little bit shorter warranty than home blenders of today. That being said, I'm proud to say that the Kuvings CB1000 motor has a full 3-year motor warranty. So this motor is quite powerful and quite durable. It's basically blended up everything I've ever put in there. And of course, on the other parts, it only has a 1-year warranty. So I think that if there's any drawback to the Kuvings CB1000, it is of course that shorter 1-year warranty on the parts of the machine. I do hope that Kuvings will increase the warranty one of these days and or maybe even have an extended warranty available for purchase for people that want a more peace of mind. That being said, I have used this machine for over a year in my kitchen, so it's not like this came out yesterday, right? Links down below to my original unboxing video where I unbox this, and this has been sitting in my kitchen, and I've been using it every single day when I blend, and it has never failed me. And so now I seriously know this is the best blender money can buy, and of course, best vacuum blender money can buy to boot. So now that you know about my favorite blender in the entire world, now I want to share with you guys a very simple recipe that we will be making in my favorite blender, of course, the Kuving CB1000 vacuum blender. Let's go ahead and first turn the blender on and listen and watch the display carefully. Kuvings, it welcomes you every single time you turn it on. So then I basically punch these two buttons. One button opens the lid automatically. The other button will ensure that it's automatically going to do the vacuum. So you're going to elevate your blended mixtures, smoothies, or whatever you're blending to the next level because you're going to remove the most oxygen out of any vacuum blender that is currently on the market. Then to simply make a blend, all you need to do is take off the carafe. We're just going to go ahead and lift up the lid, and now we're just going to go ahead and empty our smoothie ingredients into the blender carafe. So I'm going to show you guys all the ingredients I'm using today. So number one, we got this Taste Nirvana coconut water. These ones happen to have some of the coconut meat in there, so these are about 9.5 ounces each. If you don't have coconut water, you can use just regular filtered water. I like to add the coconut water because it is rich in electrolytes. All right, next up, we're going to add a coconut kefir. So this is a non-dairy kefir, and this is made by Kefir Lab. I visited Kefir Lab, link down below to my video where I visited Kefir Lab and confirmed that this probiotic kefir has 100 trillion probiotics, which are actually specific strains that have been shown in published studies to have a health benefit. So we're just going to go ahead and dump 100 trillion probiotics into the smoothie. All right, next up, I want to add additional probiotics. So those are just traditional probiotics. Now we're going to go ahead and add this. This is a spore-based probiotics, including the FOS and XOS. This is the Youtheory brand powder. If you guys want to get any of these specialty products, the link's down below to my Amazon shop where I have this listed. I don't know, I just maybe put in like 2 tablespoons or so in there. Especially if you're new to this stuff, you don't want to put too many due to the prebiotic fiber powder. And then next up, we have 1 whole vanilla bean. This is the Tahitian Gold vanilla bean. These are totally fresh. Look how pliable these are. These are simply amazing. So I just dunked that in. Yes, that whole vanilla bean is going to get devastated into nothing during the blending process. Next up, of course, we have the acai pack. This is frozen acai, and of course, this is the unsweetened version. The sweetened version adds sugar. Always encourage you guys to get the unsweetened version. So we're just going to go ahead and tear open this pack, and we're going to drop it in. All right, next up, we have some wild blueberries. I get these wild blueberries at Trader Joe's. These are the pesticide-free version. Trader Joe's, I find, is the best place to buy the frozen wild blueberries. Now, I am using wild blueberries. I want to distinguish those from the standard blueberries. The wild blueberries are smaller, so there's more skin area and surface area. Also, inside are more deeper purple than your traditional cultivated blueberries. So these are significantly more rich in anthocyanins and bioactive compounds. Of course, next up, we have another major anthocyanin-rich food, and all these anthocyanin-rich foods contain different kinds of anthocyanins. That's why I'm adding them all. So we have some organic cherries. I buy these organic cherries frozen from Costco. These are already pitted. And of course, next up, we got some frozen blackberries that I just bought organic and then froze myself. These are still hard. Let's go ahead and knock it. You could hear them knock. And then, of course, for the sweetness, because the berries don't tend to be super sweet, we're going to add some mango. So you may see a lot of videos online where they're making a berry smoothie and they're adding bananas, and that is not a good idea based on a published study that shows the polyphenol oxidase in banana will degrade some of the polyphenols when you blend up your blueberries with traditional blending. That being said, you are protected to some extent when using a vacuum blender, because now you're going to limit the polyphenol oxidase from working because you don't have as much oxygen when blending and you're not mixing in oxygen as much. All right, that being said, I want to just avoid that whole situation. So I recommend when you guys make berry smoothies with any kind of berries, right, with polyphenols, don't use bananas, right? Use something like mangoes that doesn't have the level of polyphenol oxidase that bananas do. Of course, things other fruits, common fruits that have polyphenol oxidase would be fruits like pears and apples, because they turn brown when you cut them open, but the mangoes don't. So we're just gonna dump in a bunch of mangoes. Once again, these mangoes just came out of my freezer and are super hard. All right, so this is the amazing thing about the Kuvings CB1000, right? We loaded up the blender, so you gotta do that with any blender. We're just gonna go ahead and put the lid on. Goes down, snaps on really easy, has these two snaps to make sure it's fully down. Then the only thing we do, we have to set this on the blender. You'll hear it makes a noise because it has a built-in safety system that will not allow the blender to come on unless you have properly set up the carafe. Then now the only thing to do, we don't need to do like press all these buttons and program it or nothing. They have a quick start button right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tap the quick start button once. What's gonna happen is you will see the lid automatically close. You're gonna hear the vacuum pump come on for about 15 seconds. Actually, 3 vacuum pumps come on. It's gonna suck the excess oxygen out of the headspace as well as part of the mixture. When it gets to achieve the full vacuum, which is 26 inches of mercury based on my testing, then the machine will blend at varying the different speeds based on the program. I'm using program number 7 that blends, I think, at 50% for 10 seconds and then at high for 20 seconds. And then it'll release the vacuum automatically and then raise the lid, letting you know that your smoothie is done. So I'm gonna actually just press the button and we're just gonna let this run for you while it's going. Actually, I gotta go get a cup so I can drink the smoothie after it comes out. But yeah, I wanna show you guys the complete process of it, vacuuming and blending in front of you in real time so you guys could see how it works. All right, 1, 2, 3. Now it's going to release the vacuum. You can hear it releasing. After it's fully released, then the lid opens, letting you know that your smoothie is ready. You can now take the smoothie out, and now without any hassle, because a lot of vacuum blenders you have to like release and do all this other stuff, you just lift this up, and now you can pour your smoothie. Now I want to show you guys this consistency. Look at that. Do you guys see any blackberry seeds in there? I don't even see any blackberry seeds. This is a very fine blend with no particulate of fruit left in there, as you guys can see on the camera. It's just a really nice, thick smoothie. Wow. The texture and flavor is simply amazing. And that is why the Kuvings CB1000 is my favorite blender in the entire world. It literally just makes vacuum blending and actually the whole blending process just easier. You press one button, shuts the lid, it vacuums, it then blends at different programs to get the perfect texture every single time. Kuvings has gone through and created 35 programs to ensure that your blends happen how they should every single time. They've done R&D testing to make sure those programs are perfect for what they say they do. And of course, if none of those are perfect for your specific blends, then of course you can program this to your specific needs. That's explained in my other video, link down below. But this is truly why the Kuvings CB1000 is my favorite blender in the world. It literally just makes blending much easier. And of course, the only thing you need to do now is clean your carafe and enjoy your vacuum blended smoothie. So if you guys are ready to buy your CB1000 now is the best time to buy it. Right now during the 20% off sale Kuvings is having for the next 9 days only. This expires, guys, on September 2nd on Labor Day. So make sure you guys use the coupon code DJ20 at KuvingsUSA.com. Links down below. so that you can save literally $400 off the CB1000. This machine does not go any lower than that, and you too could have the world's best blender sitting in your kitchen, making it significantly easier to blend. You could get the benefits of vacuum blending and, of course, the best texture in the fastest amount of time every single time. And of course, if you have a business, you want to take your business to the next level, I would only recommend the CB1000 as your solution for vacuum blending, because it does things automatically pretty much as fast as a traditional blender would. And of course, it's fully automatic, so the lid opens and closes so that your staff doesn't have to do it. So if you guys missed the amazing 20% off sale on the Kuvings CB1000, don't worry. I want to show you guys a coupon code to save 10% off the Kuvings CB1000. You guys could use the coupon code DJ10 at kuvingsusa.com. That'll save you guys $200 off on the Kuvings CB1000, which is the best promotion available at this time. This will ensure you guys get the lowest price on the world's best blender that I ever found. Now, when you guys use that coupon code, not only will you save the money off the Kuvings blender, but also Kuvings will share me a small commission so I can continue to make these educational videos where I test on my own time and my own dime in many cases all the different equipment in my kitchen, so then I can bring the best equipment to you. So I want to thank you guys who will use that coupon code, because it allows me to continue to do the work I love, and of course pay my video editor, pay my light bill, and buy the ingredients for the smoothies that I make that are quite delicious. So if you're not yet ready to buy the Kuvings CB1000, I would highly encourage you guys to check some of the links down below. My original unboxing video of the CB1000, so you guys could learn all about it. In addition, you don't want to miss the Kuvings CB1000 compared to the high-end Vitamix. I know a lot of you guys have Vitamixes, but this thing blows away the high-end Vitamix, and if you just have a standard Vitamix, it'll blow it away too. Other links I'll put down below is when I vacuum tested all the major brand vacuum blenders, and the Kuvings CB1000 came out on top because it sucked out the most oxygen out of the craft before blending. And I'll also put a link down below to all the major vacuum blenders on the market, sharing my reviews and my thoughts on each one, sharing each of their pros and cons if you can't afford the best in the world. So really hope you guys enjoyed this episode today, where I shared with you guys my favorite blender in the entire world, the Kuvings CB1000, and why. And of course, you learned my favorite polyphenol rich, very berry vacuum blended smoothie recipe. That tastes delicious. I can't wait to drink the rest of it. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this episode, hey, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also, more importantly, be sure to share this with other people that are wanting to buy the world's best blender, so they can learn about the Kuvings CB1000 commercial vacuum blender. Also, make sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my new and upcoming episodes. I've come out every 5 to 7 days. You never know what new appliances I'll be testing, juicers or vacuum blenders I'll be comparing, and I wouldn't want you to miss out on any single episode. So make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check past episodes. The past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 800 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to testing all the different major juicers and vacuum blenders on the market, so that you guys could find the best one for you. And of course, links down below to some of my favorite videos I've made in the past with the Kuvings CB1000. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.